this is really the biggest story of the day. It actually has come out over the weekend and has gotten worse through the weekend. And as a native of Karnataka myself, this is appalling to say the very least. And I'll tell you why, it's appalling on both sides of the aisle for both the BJP and the Congress in a little while. Okay. So these two gentlemen that you see in this photograph that you're seeing right now, that is the older gentleman, there's my cursor there, is the father. He's H.D. Devagowda's son. H.D. Devagowda has two sons. One is Kumaraswamy, who was the former chief minister. The other one is H.D. Revanna, who you see right now. And the younger man in the photograph is Revanna's son, Prajwal Revanna. Now, this is what has happened, as you can see. Prajwal Revanna was a candidate in the election that just is currently happening. A portion of Karnataka, including Hassan, where he's the candidate, has just voted. Uh, his father is an MLA, he's a member of Legislative Assembly. So what has happened right now is that a couple of days before the actual voting, thousands of pen drives suddenly popped up all over Hassan. On the seats of the buses, at various places, just strewn about, pen drives everywhere, right? On those pen drives, in each pen drive, were at least 2,000 videos of the younger man, allegedly Prajwal Revanna, what appeared to be either forcing women to perform sexual acts or in sexual acts with women that he was filming. Now, I'm saying allegedly because Revanna has since then filed a police complaint saying these are morphed visuals of him and it's all about the election. After that happened, then the voting happened. Then a woman has come forward, a 40-ish-year-old woman has come forward and filed an FIR with the police saying that she was a domestic worker in the home of these two men and they both sexually harassed her and her daughter over a period of time. Now, according to the FIR, what she's saying is that when she saw these videos that were strewn all over Hassan and then immediately they went on WhatsApp, immediately they went viral, she was worried that her video or her daughter's video might also go viral, and that's why she has come forward to file the police complaint. So this is what has happened now. But from what we understand so far, there are over 2,800 videos circulating altogether. Hundreds or less-ish victims of women of different age groups, not just young women, women in their 40s, women in their 50s, women who worked in government offices, women who worked in their home as domestic workers, women who worked in their farms as farm workers have been harassed, videotaped, and those videotapes were used, or those videos were used to blackmail them even further. Now, people who have seen, I haven't seen these videos, people who have seen these videos have said that it is heart-wrenching, what's on those videos. But as the Indian Express report that I'm holding out for you right now says, Prajwal left the country from Frankfurt on Saturday morning immediately after voting was over. There's also an FIR that has been filed from his end against these morphed videos that have now come forward. According to the Indian Express, the woman complainant told the police that she decided to step forward after watching the clips of the others, I told you. Now, what has happened since then is the Karnataka government has set up a SIT, or a special investigative team, to investigate this one particular FIR and to also investigate, all of the other videos that have gone viral since then. So you can see here people sort of, burning effigies of Prajwal Revanna in a protest. These are Congress workers, I want you to point out. And they're basically, this is H.D. Devagowda and Kumaraswamy, those masks that you're using to say that basically they're pretending like they didn't know anything. Siddaramaiah, who is the chief minister, has announced that the SIT will happen. The State Commission for Women have stated that they were asking for sexual favors from women who came to them for help of any sort. So whether they wanted help, for jobs, or they wanted any sort of help, these two men were apparently allegedly trading sexual favors for it. Now, what has happened since then is even worse. And I want to show you this story. This is the Business Today, but it's also all over the place, where basically a Karnataka BJP leader has made a stunning claim that he apparently approached the Karnataka BJP state president, and he said that he has a pen drive with 3,000 obscene videos of women along with this one man. And the BJP leader had apparently asked the BJP state head not to go forward with the alliance with the JDS, or the Janata Dal Secular, but they went ahead anyway. So the state BJP leader also said the Janata Dal Secular MP and H.D. Devagowda's grandson, Prajwal Revanna, allegedly used the footage to blackmail. Now, this person who has come forward now, who's a member of the BJP, is Devaraj Gowda. Now, he has said that he had written a letter addressed to the Karnataka state president talking about the grave allegations against Prajwal Revanna, and he warned the BJP not to enter this alliance. And he talked about the pen drive that apparently he had access with. And he basically said, he's quoting from the letter that says, if we are allied with the GDS, if we nominate this man as a candidate from Hassan for Lok Sabha elections, the videos will be used as a brahmastra against us. We will be tainted as a party that has aligned with the family of a rapist. I'm quoting here, this will be a big blow for our national image, Mr. Devraj Gowda has said in his letter. Apparently, despite that letter, the state BJP, or the BJP, went ahead with this alliance. And we've had sort of spokespeople of the BJP who've spoken to the media since then and said that, the investigation is continuing, but this doesn't in any way affect the NDA or the BJP's electoral sort of fortunes. Remember, this next phase, the third phase of elections, Karnataka will vote again. So just looking at some of the comments that's coming in, we have Safur who says that he ran away like Nirav Modi. Harold Pinto says politicians always behave rude, power goes to their head. Meera says, hi, namaskara from Bangalore. Ravi says, rapist bachao, good evening, everyone. So, and for me, the shocking part is this is Hassan, right? It's a tier 2 city. It's, the fact that this has been going on for so long, for years and years and years, and nothing's been done about it, really draws a question on the Congress party as well. Because Ishti Kumar Swamy and Devagowda are not small politicians. The father is a former prime minister, the son is a former is a former chief minister. This is a family that is very powerful, but also constantly in the limelight. And the Congress was in an alliance with them. So I don't think it's possible that the Congress would have not known about this at all, because if this is so rampant all over Hassan, people would have been talking about it. So if Siddaramaiah from the Congress party is now ordering an SIT, what has he done up till now? And that is a question we have to draw. See, the problem that's happening right now is that politicians are switching sides. So the JDU that was in an alliance with the Congress has broken away and entered an alliance with the BJP. So let's ask about what what they stand for politically. It's difficult to tell. But the fact that the family was involved and was accused by scores of women of sexual harassment blatantly over a period of several years, it's impossible that nobody knew in Hassan, especially the Congress allies would have also decided to look the other way, just like the BJP allies are looking the other way right now. And that for me is appalling, because what that means is that politicians effectively think that women are disposable and their rights are disposable, and it doesn't matter what happens to those women. It's completely shocking. Some of the details that are coming out, particularly from these cases, and the fact that he's now run away. If he had nothing to hide, why has he run away, right? Like, look at this, the story. The 47-year-old woman who has now filed the complaint has basically said that she used to work as a domestic worker in the Lok Sabha candidate's home. She accused him as well as his father of sexual harassment. She said, 4 months after joining my job, and I'm quoting here, Revanna kept calling me to his room. There were 6 women workers in the house. Everyone was scared when Prajwal came home. Male workers in the house had also alerted the women workers to be careful, which means that everybody already knew this was happening. Whenever H.D. Revanna's wife was not home, he used to call women to the storeroom and touch them while giving them fruits. He used to remove sari pins and sexually assault women. This is what she has said. And there are a couple of women who have also now spoken on, the local Kannada TV channels, talking about what has happened. And apparently, like I said, the videos also are really terrible. Also, there's this further story that has emerged, and this is really important. Apparently, Prajwal had obtained an injunction from a local court in Bangalore to restrict the media from carrying any of those videos, claiming that the videos have been doctored to tarnish his image. And his polling agent has filed a complaint saying that this is morphed clips. This is really a terrible, terrible story. And right now, just the Congress party is protesting, and that's because it's a political thing. But it's just the way women are treated by men in power in this day and age. It's just, I don't know, deeply distressing. Deeply, deeply distressing. Okay, let's take a look at another story right now. This one is the story of MDH masalas and exports. Now, this was in the front page of the Indian Express this morning. The United States has rejected a third of all of MDH's exports since October because of salmonella. Now, salmonella is a bacteria, if I'm not mistaken, that can make you very, very sick. So the United States Customs authorities have refused 31% of all spice-related shipments from MDH over the last 6 months. The refusal rate since October last year has doubled from 15% to 30%. And you'll remember, of course, this comes quite on the heels of the fact that both the Singapore government and the Hong Kong government have banned specific products coming out of both Everest and MDH. Now, a total of 11 shipments amounting to nearly a third of all the shipments from MDH containing spices, flavors, and salts have been rejected since October last year. Between October the previous year and last year, so 2022 to 23, the refusal rate was 15%. It has risen to 30%. And apparently, it is largely on the grounds of salmonella contamination. Salmonella happens because of an unhygienic practice in the manufacturing of a product. And unless it is properly killed by cooking, it could make you very, very sick for a very long time. So there's a problem with the value chain, there's a problem with harvesting and processing, and that is when you get salmonella. This is according to the Indian Express. Now, MDH has not responded to an email query from the Indian Express for comments on this one particular story. The US federal fiscal year is, about 0.3% of Everest exports have been rejected as well. The absolute numbers, a total of 5 shipments have been refused since October 2023. And for Everest, the refusal is primarily over labeling related violations. Everest has not responded to that story either. So really, a problem here with MTR and with Everest for the US. In 2023, products under spices, flavors, and salts by Ahmedabad-based Ramdev Foods saw a refusal rate of 2%. So 2% for Ramdev Foods, about 3% for Everest, but 30% for MDH. That story coming on today, that is, of course, a serious problem. It really makes you wonder, what's happening with our authorities and why they're not able to, take better control of any of this. So that's happening right now. I'm just going to read some of your comments that are also coming in. Do they test a sample from a batch? Why are some refused and others? I think they test a sample from each batch because this story is about US customs. Whereas in Singapore and in Hong Kong, they randomly tested, products that were on the shelf. Sebastian, there was an article I read that it's not surprising. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the other news that's coming in right now. So this is the MDH story. Now, this is what the Prime Minister has said this evening, He's been addressing, of course, rally after rally. He said rivals are unable to take us on directly. They're now, spreading fake videos. Um, Basically what's happening is that there were videos, distorted videos of AI of Amit Shah and JP Nadda on social media. The Delhi police has taken cognizance of that case and is investigating it. In the meantime, the Prime Minister, speaking in Satara, has effectively said that the opponents are using AI and technology to sort of make fake videos because they have no other way to come after us. Modi has also said that the Congress has kept soldiers, deprived of one rank, one pension, and this is an important thing. I'm just going to highlight that for you if you can see it on your screen. He says, "Till I'm alive, I won't allow any change of the constitution or religion-based reservation." That is the Prime Minister. Other stories: the BJP has urged the Election Commission to take action against the Congress party over the circulation of Amit Shah's morphed video. Also, the Delhi government has now summoned Revanth Reddy, who is the Chief Minister of Telangana, to join the probe for questioning about Amit Shah's videos on social media. And of course, the Congress has responded saying that they're done using the ED and the CBI, they're now using Delhi police as well. Also, there is another case that's developed now, another situation that's developed in Delhi. The Congress party Delhi head, Arvinder Singh Lovely, has quit the Congress party, and he said mainly because of the alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party that he's decided to quit, and that's perhaps going to hurt the Congress in Delhi, and that's that story as well. The story that we should, though, pay attention to is the fact that there is a fire burning in Uttarakhand, and most of them tend to be man made, and it is costing us acres and acres of forest and acres of basically air. Let me just take you through it. Massive, massive fire. Since Sunday, the Indian Air Force has been engaged in firefighting operations. Let me just click on this. So there you have firefighters are trying to douse those flames. And that is, this is it's called a Bambi bucket operation, right? If you remember the film Bambi, but basically they do a sortie where it scoops up water and dumps it over the fire. Scoops up water, dumps it over the fire. So that is an Indian Air Force helicopter, just doing a sortie. There's just in firefighting. So there you can see visuals of forest fires in Himachal, and it's quite bad. And apparently this is man-made and largely done either to clear the forest for agriculture, to have more fresh grass grow, or to cover up deforestation that has happened. You don't want the authorities to find it. So in the meantime, the Delhi High Court today has dismissed a plea to disqualify the Prime Minister from contesting elections, as the Delhi High Court called that plea thoroughly misconceived. It's dismissed that plea, and it was brought by a petitioner, Advocate Anand Jondale, who claimed that he had come across the speech delivered by the Prime Minister of Uttar Pradesh. And he basically said the Election Commission has asked the court to direct the Election Commission to disqualify the Prime Minister for the next 6 years. That, that case has been tossed out by the Delhi High Court. This is a story we've already read through. This is another one that we should talk about. This one is on NDTV Profit. Nestle India has defended its extra sugar in Indian Cerelac versus European Cerelac. So basically, it added sugar in Indian Cerelac, but not in Europe, because Europe actually has a law against it. And effectively, the managing director of Nestle India has spoken to NDTV Profit and said, and his name is Suresh Narayanan, he said every country has a different set of guidelines. In some parts of the world, quantity is less. In other sections, it's more, he said. Not really a great justification. Effectively, they're saying there is no regulation in India, so we'll put sugar if we can. We don't, we're only going to be responsible if regulation requires us to be responsible. So effectively, he's saying this, and I'm quoting: if my feed is giving less than what is given is comparable to Europe, then you can say that we are shortchanging, but that is not the case. nutrition content delivery of the product is important. So effectively, he's saying that the nutrition content is the same. We've added sugar. Sugar basically makes food more interesting, more addictive for children. And I don't think he's addressing that on the nose, and perhaps he should have been questioned about it. But effectively, we're talking about childhood diabetes, we're talking about childhood obesity, and we have baby food. I mean, it says, right, baby cereal with milk, and the ones in India are adding sugar. And if you see here in this photograph of this cereal, it's for 12 months onwards, 18 months onwards. Tiny, tiny babies being given sugar, whereas, pediatricians tell us very clearly to avoid sugar until the age of 2. And it comes down to how much our regulators are doing, because, here we have the company coming out very clearly and saying, different countries have different limits and different regulations. So obviously, our our country doesn't have the regulations that we need in order to protect our children. And that is really the problem here. We have Saifur who said Nestle is trying to get children hooked on sugar early so they'll be able to sell more of their products. And as a mom of a toddler myself, basically, when your child is is more inclined to eat something, so he or she likes this one particular food more, you're going to make that your go-to, because a lot of times it's very difficult to feed toddlers. So I mean, toddlers don't like a lot of the other food that you give them, because you're switching them off from milk onto solids. This is a difficult time. So to be able to, you're bribing them with sugar, which is without the knowledge of the parents. And I think that is the scary part. Also remember, the FSAI now looking at, has taken off Bonvita as a health drink. It can no longer call itself a health drink. It can't be classified as a health drink. Same with Horlicks also. And as we've had some of those conversations, and you can take a look at the conversation I've had with Liver Doctor and with Food Pharma here on my YouTube page, we've talked about the fact that there are several products that are made differently in India and made differently overseas, because like in Australia, the Kit Kat that Manish Khimani is talking about has more chocolate in it, and in India it's just plain as sugar, because because they're allowed to do so. And so they do it here. They apparently do it in other parts of the global south, in Africa. So we really need a government now to be more vigilant, to protect Indians. And we keep saying, parents need to know how to read the label. The labels are mostly printed in English, and they're largely, even for educated parents who can read English, it's gibberish. Yeah? It's largely all scientific names we don't understand. And capitalism is evil to the point where it will hide a lot of things like sugar and fructose and palm oil and things like that under different names, and we need to be super careful about that. So we need the government to sort of step in and protect Indians and Indian children from capitalist conglomerates that will take advantage of the fact that many people in our country cannot read the label. The other thing that we must talk about, the Nifty has reclaimed, 22,600. The Sensex is near 74,600 as well. But it's going to be slightly choppy until the elections are over, I think, effectively. So there we are. That's the intraday. But like I said, it's going to be, we're expecting a large portion of the elections to already be factored in. And we probably see some corrections then till the elections are over. So that's the news I have for you today. The protests among students in the US is continuing, and we can take that off and come improving. So we talk about gold prices, says Munish. Gold prices are, if I'm not mistaken, at an all-time high. Let me just take a look at it. See? Indian gold prices are a new lifetime high, 69,900 for a tola. Tola is an average 10 grams. In India, we use tola. That's effectively how gold merchants used to do it earlier. Is that, gold prices dropped on Thursday after hitting their all-time high. of $2,300 per ounce. Yeah, it's insane. Sorry about that. That is why. So I was just saying that when there is global tensions of any kind or instability, traders tend to move towards gold, and that is why we've seen that bump up right now. So that is why gold is so high. So yeah, that's roughly the news that we have today. That's all of it, really. Uh, and we're going to try and put out a few more videos, talking about what else is going on. Any more comments? So just to remind you guys, do like this stream, click on the bell icon. Remember to subscribe to our channel. We're here on a daily basis to take you through the news. And if you can, it'd be really appreciated if you could please join our membership as well. There are 3 tiers. You can pick the one that's most comfortable for you. But it's just a way to effectively support us, so that we can, bring you the news, and you can download the Beetroot News app for more news and updates. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for more videos and updates.